Hi, Catalina here from LoanSense. This is the latest update. It is now October 17th. The beta application was released on the 15th, so over the weekend. I completed the beta application myself and wanted to provide an overview of what people can expect for the $10,000 to $20,000 relief application. That is what this is about. If you qualify for the 10 to 20,000, who qualifies? The first question that the application is answering is individuals who make less than 125,000. To note here, it could be for either 2021 or 2020. That means that if you made over 125,000 in 2021, but you made less than that in 2020, you still qualify for the 10,000 or 20,000 of relief. If you're families or couples that made less than 250 in 2021 or 2020, same rule applies. If you made more than 250 in 2021 but less than 250 in 2020, you also qualify. So they made the rules pretty lenient in terms of who qualifies. I did a whole video on whether you qualify for the 10 to 20. I will link that in the description, but basically if you log on to your federal student loan account and see that you have received Pell Grants, like the green circle of grants, and it's not a teach grant, it's likely a Pell Grant. If it says Pell Grant or any grant, then you likely qualify for the 20,000 of relief. So this application must be completed by December of 2023. With all the Republican state challenges, there's 6 in play right now, 6 Republican led states are suing the Biden administration to stop this forgiveness. So as soon as this application releases, file it as soon as possible, I would recommend. In fact, I've already filed on the beta launch. I can link it in the event you want to file it on the beta. There are some bugs I have uncovered that I respond to the email and let them know. For example, I filed mine on the 15th and it said that it was filed on the 16th. There's a bug there. They need to fix that because obviously the timing of when you file is really important. So they need to fix things like that. But overall, if you apply now in the beta version, it's still going to count towards the application towards the 10 to 20. So it's not like you're just helping them without actually filing an application or something. This is the information that's required. Your first name, middle name, last name, former last name if you had a last name. If you are married, for example, change your last name, but when you went to school, you had a maiden name. You need to enter that maiden name. Social security number twice. This is how they're probably going to confirm your income. They're going to probably do some back confirmation through the IRS because you're not required to submit proof of income in this application. Your date of birth, your phone number, your email. I would recommend using the email that is already attached to your student loan studentaid.gov account, because you don't want them to be like, is this the same person, and get confused or have some kind of mix up. So try to keep things, in my professional opinion, dealing with these systems and processes, to keep it as uniform to what the government already has as your information. Don't try to update your information in this application. I would not recommend that. If you would like to update your information first, go to studentaid.gov, update the information, then fill out the application. Do not use different emails, different phone numbers. I would not recommend that because it just might it might flag you as a person that is more likely that they're going to review. So basically, it's really simple. You're just filling out your information. It's pretty basic. But then they have you attest, right? Affirm the following is true, that January 1 to December 31st of 2020 or January 1 to December 31st of 2021. So like I said, or you made less than the required income to file federal tax. I filed as a single filer and made less than 125, or I was married and filed separately and made less than 125, or I was married and filed jointly and made less than 250. So it goes through the requirements, right? And it says here that I request federal student aid of up to $20,000. If requested, I will provide proof of income to the U.S. Department of Education. I understand that if I fail to do so by March 31st of 2024, or if my income does not qualify for the federal student loan relief, the relief will not be processed. So you don't want to flag yourself to have them question and then ask for your income because they can't verify your identity, all these things. So try to keep it as uniform as possible. You attest to this information, and that if it's untrue, you are basically saying that you are under the penalty of perjury under the law of the United States of America. So you're basically saying I am not misrepresenting any of the information and that what I've stated is true in this application, right? Because that's a lot of money, 10 to 20 grand, right? You attest to that, you hit submit. It's going to send an email back to you that says you filed and some additional information. I can review what that email looks like. Because I probably received it. It's not in this email because this is my work email. Let me try to see if I could pull it up in my personal email so you can all see what that looks like. I'm sharing all my screens here. Let's see. Let's see if I could show it. Whoops. It was populating. Let's see. Is it here? Is it here? Oh my gosh, maybe I gave you all advice to use the same email and I didn't do it by accident. I thought I did. Let me see real quick. Sorry y'all, I thought it was going to be already pulled up. I just want to show you what the confirmation email looks like and the confirmation in general. Okay, finally found the email that we confirm, that is confirmed that when you submit the application, your application for one-time federal relief is submitted, your name. This is the date that they got in error for me. We process your application, we'll review it to determine eligibility. We'll contact you if you need any additional information. So that's why I said don't make any don't enter anything that's discrepant, like different phone numbers, emails, information. Also, if you're a dependent student, which means if your parents filed you onto their income taxes, they will want to look at your parents' income. And if your information does not match, like I told you, so there's different scenarios there that may, for example, if you were married, filed jointly, but now divorced, and create some confusion around what your tax filing status is then versus now, they may flag you. They may flag you if, if there's anything that's just not perfectly matching, right? They'll update you when your application's been approved to show you what amount of balance is left. And then anything I wanted to mention, of course, I warn you against beware of scams. So emails to borrowers will come from these three specific. When they say beware of scams, like don't let people robocall you or don't, like a wave of robocallers are probably going to start going out, and you don't want to give people your social security number or anything over the phone. Nobody's going to call you to do this relief. This application is online. No one's calling or robocalling you. So just beware, just be careful of giving out social security or information over the telephone. And just know that if emails come out without, that isn't from, studentaid.gov, debtrelief.studentaid.gov, or public.govdelivery.com, that these are likely not government emails and they're just possibly people trying to potentially scam you. One last thing I did want to say is if you're a parent with a Parent Plus loan, you still get the 10 to 20K. You get only 20K if you had Pell Grants yourself, not if your child had Pell Grants. I did want to specify that as well because we got a question around that. If you find this information useful, please, I will leave the link to how to check to see if you have federal Pell Grants so that you can know if you're 20K. I'll leave that link. I will also be filming multiple videos this week around temporary relief and answering a lot of pressing questions that people have been asking. Please subscribe to the channel if you find this information useful, it's relevant to you. Please forward it, share it with other people. And I really appreciate the support for the channel. I'm working really hard to try to provide relevant information and grow the channel. And 96% of people viewing are not subscribed. So if you're viewing this, please subscribe and please share it with those whom could use this information. Thank you all for your time.